cold and dark in Greensboro. This is an American Eagle flight. It's a regular flight from Greensboro to LaGuardia, and this goes out at least 3 or 4 times out of Greensboro a day. So a lot of back and forth flights, and it's one of the most recent ones I've had. So let's see, we're going to go ahead and we're in an E175 Embraer, and I'll walk you through what to do with it. Okay, so we're going to turn battery power on. We've already checked our parking brake. Parking brake is set. Engines are to idle. Okay, that would be important. And we're going to go ahead and crank up the APU. There's so many. I think there's supposed to hear 12 total. Okay. Right. Nav light is already on, and red light. Strobe's not on yet. Logo light will turn on. INSP. The rest can wait. We're gonna go ahead and go sterile, and leave the seatbelt lights on. Okay. It's I always think I'm forgetting something because there's so much less to do in this one than when you compare it to the the Boeing 737. There we go. What are you doing? Right, we're going to request our company sheet, company load sheet, which we've already done, and we're going to load. Right. Let's go to our route information. This is origin's KGSO and the destination is KLGA. The flight ID is American Eagle, which is make sure I got that name right. EGF. You want to say L. Okay. Okay, so EGF. And we're 5569. Right, for company route, we're going to say KGSO to KLGA, and we're going to put a 01 on that. Right, that's in there, and we'll now activate that. It'll take us to departure. We're going to go out on runway. Let me get to the runway here. Oh, cool. We don't have to go to the other side over here. For zip, we're going to go out this afternoon on 05 right, Jenny and Jackson. So Jenny and Jackson. I'll apply that. And for our arrival, we're going to be coming in on runway 04 ILS. And see, we've got several approaches available. Let me see. Okay, we're coming on Proud 2 and Hurt. Proud 2 and Hurt. What's wrong with this picture? Proud 2. So KLGA arrival. Our arrival is Proud 2 and Hurt. But that's our approach. Hold on, let me see. Alright, Vera's. Alright, so for that, so we're not complete, we're not through yet. So let me see, for our star, we are going to, hold on, Vera's. We want Proud 2. There we go, Proud 2. And Hurt. Got it. All right, for this page here, for the performance, first page, performance in it, there's nothing. I don't really put anything in the I guess I could put something in the alternate fuel, but I'm not. In my case, I'm going to go to the next next page. Everybody. Hi. Let's see. I'm going to for cruise altitude. We're at 33,000. 330. And our center of gravity is 16.6. And our zero fuel weight here is 66,922. Alright, you see here we're on page 2 of 3. We're going to go to page 3. I may leave these just where they are. So for descent speed even, although I really do like it to come back off a little bit on descent speed. But we're going into New York. I'll wait and see what they say. Okay. Right, that takes care of those pages. We can do a flex. We can do a flex takeoff here. Flex 10 will be 40. Trying to decide what I want to do here on K1 or K2 to take off 2 or take off 1. I'm just going to leave those where they are. So take off 2. So FNS takeoff. And I'll pull down our wind info. There we go. Our winds are from 102 at 6. 102 at 6. Dry conditions, by the way. I don't have I probably do have my runway slope somewhere here. Let's see, do I have it? I typically don't put it in. There may be some good reason to put it in. Yeah, that's all right. All right, so that's 1, 2. I'm going to go to page 2 now. flaps, so we're set for flaps 2. And I'm okay with that. We'll go flaps 2. Even when I put my data in. Temp, all that's good. So we know it's going to take off. Okay, so for takeoff, I'm going to go to takeoff performance. We're going out on 05. Actually, it says 05 right. 05 right. Our winds are 102 at 6. Temp is 3. Not that. Hold on, that's not right. There we go. And QNH is 30.13. 30.13. Hold on. And flaps. Our thrust is takeoff 2. Flaps. I think we're set for flaps. It says flaps 2 also, so we'll go flaps 2. Takeoff 2, flaps 2. Okay, that looks good. So that means, oh, and I actually don't have to do this. I want to send this to FMS. I'm going to go to DLK and I'm going to say, give me my V speeds. And now all those speeds and all that information's entered. So flaps 2. Trim already knows automatically to be up 4. Pitch 11. Now let's look at our flight plan. Okay. We have a vectors in there that I really don't want. I'm gonna see if it'll just let me do it this way. Let me try it. Hopper. Hoppers. Just let me overwrite that. Yes, good. Okay. And next, hearts. Reggie. And looking good. Okay. Tights. There's proud, and then there's a discontinuity. I don't need to worry with, so I'm gonna take that discontinuity out. Activate. And that is looking good. Like plan that, our waypoints look good. Okay. So let's close that up for a minute. And we're going to switch our throttle here over to FMS. So what it's just done is it put my V2 speed in there, and for our altitude, initial altitude is 4,000. It's good, and that we'll have. They're going to tell us that in a minute. But then flight director is up. Let's get some weather. Brian, would you get our IFR clearance from clearance, please?
I'll get our IFR clearance from clearance.
Oh, no. Okay, so for cabin
Greensboro
landing
clearance,
right now,
Eagle Flight 5569. We'd like to collect our IFR clearance. We have Mike.
galley areas.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
There we go. And let's close passenger door.
Eagle Flight 5569, Greensboro clearance, cleared to LaGuardia via the GNE-1 departure. Then as filed, climb and maintain 4,000, flight level 33010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.35, squawk 4111. Expect runway 5 right.
Okay, climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 33010 minutes after departure. We're squawking for 111. So LaGuardia. Okay. Alright, if you see here, we're squawking for 111. We're going to go off standby to transmit and receive. TCAS is active. Okay. Brian, are you going to do a read back on that?
Roger, I'll read back the clearance.
Greensboro clearance, Eagle Flight 5569, cleared to LaGuardia via the Genie 1 departure, then as filed. Climb to and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect flight level 330 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 124.35, squawk 4111. Anticipate runway 5 right.
Ground to
Eagle
cockpit.
Flight 5569, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Brian,
Switching to ground on 121.9er, Eagle Flight 5569.
Roger, I'll take over the comms now.
And Brian, get our pushback and start clearance.
I'll request pushback from ground now.
Greensboro ground, Eagle Flight 5569, requesting pushback. We have Mike. Eagle Flight 5569, pushback approved, tail north.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Winching strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake when ready to start pushback.
By the way, this particular aircraft, the American E175,
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
I really do enjoy flying on them. They really just, I don't know, just very, very comfortable. You don't feel like you're on a super large plane.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Right, taxi, lights are now on. Feet and complaining about me putting a bunch of light in his face. The landing lights won't come on until we get to the runway.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
APU is off. Our flaps are being set to 2. Auto brake. I don't do the auto brake till we get to the runway because it's so sensitive. It's very sensitive, so I figured it works better if I wait. Still learning something. We just I started a stream on Say Intentions, and I really haven't pushed or advertised it, so nobody's on it, but it's actually live. The stream's live with my current stream, and I guess we'll see how it goes. If anybody picks up on it, I know I have several that use Say Intentions and really like it, and I'm a big advocate for Say Intentions. Okay, Brian, would you get our taxi clearance to runway 05 right?
I'll get our taxi clearance to runway 05 right.
Greensboro ground, Eagle Flight 5569, ready to taxi. We have Oscar.
Eagle Flight 5569, runway 5 right, taxi via Juliet. Juliet 2, Kilo, hold short of runway 14, then Alpha.
Runway 5 right, Juliet 2 Kilo, hold short of runway 14, then Alpha. Eagle Flight 5569.
That's a nice plane. That's is that a Cessna? That looks like a MD-11 over there, doesn't it? That's a lot of Delta over there. So this is PTI, Piedmont Trad International. It's out of Greensboro. It's probably maybe about 8 miles from my house. It's a good airport. It doesn't have as much commercial traffic like commercial flights as I want it to, but it does a lot back and forth between like some of the major hubs. Frontier, I think, even flies out of here. sounded like I landed. I did. He's taxiing, so we're good.
Eagle Flight 5569, contact tower on 119.1.
Switching to tower on 119.1. Eagle Flight 5569. Greensboro Tower, Eagle Flight 5569. Good afternoon, holding short 5 right, ready for departure.
Eagle Flight 5569, Greensboro Tower, runway 5 right, winds 150 at 6, RNAV hoppers, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 5 right, RNAV hoppers cleared for takeoff. Eagle Flight 5569.
Jetstar 2 Sierra Lima, welcome to Greensboro. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Contact ground on 121.9er, Jetstar Sierra Lima.
All right, Brian, brief our takeoff.
We're departing from runway 5 right, flying the Genie 1 departure with an initial climb to 4,000. Transition altitude is 18,000. After takeoff, we'll follow the SID profile with a left turn to heading 270, intercepting the VOR, climbing to flight level 240. Weather at departure shows no significant issues. In case of engine failure below 400, we'll continue straight and follow ATC instructions. Above 400, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure, climbing to 3,000 before turning back. For emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff. After V1, we'll continue and handle the emergency. Squawk code is 4111. Departure frequency is 124.35. We're configured for takeoff with flaps 5. V1 is 142 knots. VR is 147 knots, and V2 is 152 knots. Climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. Ready to go, Captain.
Pressure on yoke. Knots.
Rotate V2.
That was closer than I wanted it to be. Positive rate. You're up. Autopilot is engaged.
Columbia 1 Lima Charlie, read back correct.
Flaps are retracted. Cleaned up.
Flight 5569, contact departure on 124.35.
Switching to departure on 124.35. Eagle Flight 5569. Greensboro approach, Eagle Flight 5569. Good afternoon, climbing through 2000.
Eagle Flight 5569, Greensboro approach, radar contact, climb and maintain 4000.
That's what we're doing.
Climb and maintain 4000. Eagle Flight 5569.
Right, we're 4,000.
Eagle Flight 5569, climb and maintain flight level 220.
Climb and maintain flight level 220. Eagle Flight 5569.
There is an easier way to do this. I'm just making a point to show you that you can do it. It's kind of cool. Okay. Let's go. Man, my fingers get tired. Okay, climb to 220. And currently direct to hoppers. We're on our nav track.
Eagle Flight 5569, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Climb and maintain flight level 230. Eagle Flight 5569.
There's a lot of useful information in this horizon, this pop out here, and that would include like your next waypoint, your distance to your next waypoint, your heading, all that information, but just it's a nice little quick reference. Just went over 0,000, landing lights off, taxi lights off. Logo stays on. External lights, navs, road, and red beacon.
Flight 5569, climb and maintain flight level 270.
Climb and maintain flight level 270. Eagle Flight 5569.
270.
XCILS 24 approaching the Hickory, 1 by Juliet. XCILS 4 approaching the Hickory, 1 by Juliet. 1 by Juliet. Confirm the ILS 24 approaching the Hickory, 1 by Juliet.
Just walked away for a minute. I didn't miss a call, did I? Climb and maintain 270. This flight isn't half as fast as it felt when I flew out of LGA back to Greensboro. We'll be there in no time. Yeah, 361 miles. It's not a long flight.
Eagle Flight 5569, contact Washington Center on 124.05.
Switching to Washington Center on 124.05. Eagle Flight 5569. Washington Center, Eagle Flight 5569. Good afternoon, 17000 for flight level 270.
Eagle Flight 5569, Washington Center, climb and maintain flight level 270, Danville altimeter 29er.
I don't matter what standard.
Climb and maintain flight level 270, Danville altimeter 29er. Eagle Flight 5569.
think that Xplane 12, or Xplane has always done a much better job on illumination, like knowing how to work illumination into the sim. I think Microsoft, takes too many shortcuts, and they just light up everything. You know, they don't see the importance of shadows and darkness and all the different components that go into light. I just think that's where they miss the mark, and they do a good job at it at Xplane. That looks real good. And the clouds, texture of the clouds, kind of clouds, very well done. then add in the E175. It's really good. It's got a really good feel to it. So our information here, we are on the LNAV, so I've activated nav for LNAV. Flight change right here is our VNAV, and as it increases, and our auto throttle is engaged also in autopilot. That's our FMS info that we're currently to the Jackson waypoint. In fact, we're about there, and it should change to Sherry, maybe Sherry, yeah, Shirey, and that all pops out from this right here. So just clicking on it. So I do like that I can actually change the certain settings on the actual controls here. So like I want to change my flight level, I can actually do it right here. I can change the altimeter settings, certain things I can change here, and I like that. It's convenient. It's like an iPad plane. So the E175 I'm flying is the payware version, but even the free versions of the E-Jets are really good. And if you want to try it and see how you like it, that would be a good place to start. Won't cost you anything. But I like the E175 payware style. I'm not sure what I paid. It's maybe a $50 or $60 aircraft, and I got it on. I think I actually got it on sale on Xplane. And it's an excellent.
Not turning left 10 0. We are requesting direct Hotel Alpha Lima Lima Lima.
And I think the fact that I've flown on this one a lot back because for some of the flights, like if it's a Greensboro to Miami, you're usually going to be an E-Jet, or like the Embraers, or if it's Greensboro to New York, like LGA, usually it would be this one here. In fact, it's a cheaper flight if you fly American Airlines out of Greensboro to LGA, LaGuardia. It's cheaper to do that than it is to fly into JFK. JFK adds a bunch of cost. So, okay, we're up to 270. I haven't been given a okay to go higher, have I? No. Oh, we'll stay at 270 until he tells me to do otherwise. There's some other features that we will try out just to show you how they work. And one is it actually will descend. As long as you've configured things for the descent, it will actually start the descent at the top of descent when it's supposed to. So I like that feature. So how it works is once we're up to flight level, which we should be up to 330 sometime soon here. We should get a nod to go up. Once we're at full cruise altitude, then I'll put our altitude back down to whatever, 180, whatever I need it to be. Just let it sit there, and the minute I get at top of descent, it will automatically start descending. And obviously, you better be in touch with ATC or center if that, but you know, make sure it's not be going rogue. But I just like those features. That's really neat when you do that. Let's get our flight. Let's get our flight plan. See it bigger. I like that. I'm scrolling the mouse if I want to make it bigger or smaller.
November 321 Alpha, Charlie, Washington Center, contact Atlanta Center on 124.425.
So we're on the Shari.
124.425, November 321 Alpha Charlie.
JetBlue 1738, flight level 370.
Yeah, we should get we should be getting the nod to go up to 330 anytime now. I'm gonna go ahead and set my altitude to that, and that way I can just start it when I okay. It started it automatically just because I raised it, but I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I may get fussed at, but I'm going to let it go. Right now, we're currently ascending or like climbing. And all I did was I reset it, but I didn't hit flight level or anything when it started. And I think it's because my flight plan actually says I'm supposed to be at 330. American Eagle 5699, request flight level 330.
Eagle Flight 5569, climb and maintain flight level 330.
Climb and maintain flight level 330. Eagle Flight 5569.
Okay, thank you. Just so y'all can see it. That's the one thing I remember whenever I get on the plane. I look to my left at the cockpit's doors open. Those nice, shiny, colorful horizons like that. You can tell like it's got that new car smell still.
Citation Theory 33, Washington Center, contact Atlanta Center on 124. Eagle Flight 5569, expect the prow to arrival, Hertz transition. In about 20 minutes, I'll start your descent. Feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner.
Expecting the proud to arrival, Hertz transition, Eagle Flight 5569.
Right, we're at
Delta
top of the
2642,
clock.
contact Newark approach on 132.7.
Going to 132.7, Delta 2642.
About 257 miles outside of LaGuardia. Seatbelt sign is off, and they can serve and do whatever they have to. Y'all are clear to serve. Seatbelt sign is off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has been turned off. You are now free to move about the cabin. We will be serving refreshments shortly. Thank you for your attention.
Let's look over our, so we'll start descending at the Prince waypoint. I'm going to set our altitude on 3,000. Leave it there.
JetBlue 157, flight level 190, climbing 340.
Washington Center, good afternoon.
a little intimidating when I first tried the XCraft E175, and it wasn't that I didn't think I could figure it out, but it's like you get used to the FMC on the Boeing or the McDo on the Airbus, and the hardest part of the learning curve is just making sure you know what is different about the FMS, the FMC on this one. That's the biggest thing you had to fool with, because look at that panel's not complicated. Look at it. That's it. That's all there is to it. So it's not that it's terribly complicated. It's just making sure you understand how to use everything. And so yeah, the panels themselves, a lot of stuff is very automated. But I was assured by an American Airlines pilot who flies the Embraers a lot that everything you see on that panel, there is a manual way to do. So you're not stuck with just that. There's ways to do things a manual way to offset all of this automation. Counting on the VNAV to do its job and to descend when I need to descend. Okay. See what happens. We're about 199 miles outside of LaGuardia, and what I'm watching is here we have our FMS, and this is our active flight plan. Here's where we are. So we're currently en route to Grok there for those that need bigger stuff. So, well, Hydra. So we're on en route to Hydra. We're in fact 3.1 nautical miles from Hydra. Somewhere around Ridgey, Prince and Ridgey, I've got my altitude set for 3,000. It should automatically descend, start the descent, because if it's following VNAV, and I haven't set to do that, so I'm just going to see if it does it the right way. It did earlier when I did an earlier flight, worked like a charm. That didn't at first because I had a brain fart and I was sitting there going, why is it not descending? But I had reset my altitude. You've flown on the Boeings, 737s, you've done it before, where you just forget to reset the altitude to a lower altitude. So if you can hit descent now all day, it's not going to do anything. This here seemed to work really well, so we'll see if it works today. See if it works like it should. So we're currently on our way to Prince, and after Prince, the Ridgeys, where our altitude descent or altitude begins to change. And we're going to be descending on the Proud 2 arrival. And let's give you a back shot. So I can't, it's uncanny how it looks just like the E175. I mean, they did a really good job with that. So what you're seeing here, the way things, I mean, everything looks just like it would on the aircraft. That's great. Cabin controls, what they did on this one, and I like it, and it's like it really is. Cabin controls, if I go to the front of the aircraft, this is the cabin lighting, so that's how it really is on the actual aircraft. You have the cabin controls. The flight attendants take care of the cabin controls. Okay. What's the little things? I mean, when it gets to details.
Eagle Flight 5569, contact Washington Center
Would you like
on
anything to drink
133.9er.
or a small snack? I made sure to leave the spoon out, so you don't have to go around again.
5569.
Cup of coffee with half and half and a pastry.
Washington Center, Eagle Flight 5569.
Understood.
Good
I will serve a
afternoon,
cup
level
of
flight
coffee
level
with half
330.
and half and a pastry.
Eagle
Shortly.
Flight 5569, Washington Center, good afternoon. Climb and maintain flight level 330.
Climb and maintain flight level 330. Eagle Flight 5569.
Eagle Flight 5569, requesting descent to 270.
Eagle Flight 5569, descend via Proud 2 Hertz, transition into LaGuardia, altimeter 3003.
Descend via Proud 2 Hertz, transition into LaGuardia. Altimeter 3003. Eagle Flight 5569.
And clockwork, it started the descent, and let me show you what that looks like. So, see here where it says Ridgie, FNS Ridgie, and the minute it hit Ridgie, it's following the flight path, and VNAV immediately
Ladies
begin to
and
take me to
gentlemen,
descent.
we have left our cruising altitude and are now beginning our approach to LaGuardia Airport. At this time, we kindly ask that you return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. Please note that the use of lavatories is no longer permitted. Thank you for your cooperation.
So far, this plane's just what it does to do some of the things that it does. It doesn't eat up your mental resources, and you don't get flooded with task saturation. You can kind of focus on whatever you need to focus on. Pay attention to your altitude, your speeds. It's just so much nicer. So I'll say that it's a fun one to fly, and it's just much simpler on the way the panels are set up. Just easier, better workflow. When we were about to fly out of Greensboro in an E175 to go to Miami, I remember a pilot comes out just minutes after he walks into the plane, and he said, "We're not going, we're getting another plane." I'm like, crap, crap, what's wrong? And something had miserably failed that quick. He was able to assess, or whatever he was doing in his checklist. And they had us in another E175 in about 25 minutes. So we didn't have a big hold up. They got us safely to our destination. That was about 800 miles, I think. That was a flight from Greensboro to Miami. But I just remembered how efficiently they got us in one and out and into another. Right, we're at 270 currently. And at Ridgie, and then continue our descent on the path that we're on to 240 here in just a moment, and then 240 looks like it's at or above. So see how that goes. Look at the progress bar on your top of your screen you're watching this from. You see that we're already 3/4 of the way there. Looks like it should hold us at this altitude for about another 4.7 nautical miles, about a minute. There we go. Slow, steady descent. Notice to airmen, let's see. No, nothing's going on. I was just checking the notice. Not much of anything's happening. Nothing to pay attention to. GA. Weather at arrival is broken clouds at 6,000, overcast at 7,000. Winds are, the altimeter's 3010.
Center American 112, we are ready to start our descent to LaGuardia.
Winds are from the east at about 5 knots.
Descend via Proud 2 into LaGuardia.
Yeah.
Roger, descend via Proud 2 into LaGuardia, American 112.
So we should be going in overcast. It shouldn't be dark though. Should be dark. Should be just, I don't know, gloomy. Just call it gloomy. I think it's probably, I don't know, they're expecting snow, I think maybe next week or sooner in New York. I think they are, but it's not on my weather report. Speed's been managed real well by the Embraer. It's done a good job. Right. If all goes well, we should have a pretty straight in approach to LaGuardia because we're coming in on runway 04, which means we don't have a whole lot of transition stuff to do. Come straight in and see if that's what happens. That's what the flight plan looks like. Ooh, we got some weather here. Alright, I think we're on, I have to get used to this, but it's automatic.
Flight level 348 descending.
Like our ice.
Flight level 240.
Like it's on automatic setting. It senses some ice on the wing or anything.
Yes, 562, can you hand me off?
JetBlue 562, contact New York Center on 133.9er.
Alright, we just hit 18,000 transition. We're at QNH is 30.10. Brian, would you brief our approach?
We'll be arriving in LaGuardia on runway 4 using the ILS approach. We'll be flying the Proud 2 arrival Hertz transition. Transition level is 18,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 4. Weather at arrival shows winds 080 at 5 knots, broken clouds at 6,000 feet, solid overcast at 7,500 feet. No significant weather expected. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published missed approach procedure. For any abnormalities, we'll communicate with ATC and execute a go-around or missed approach as needed. Squawk code remains 4111, and approach frequency will be 120.8. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. Once on the ground, we'll be taxiing to gate D1. I think we're ready for the arrival, Captain.
Okay. I'm gonna bring up the lights a little early. The only concern I have when I see precip like that is to know the temp and know it's not frozen. We're okay though. Brian, on the Embraer E175, our ice protection, so it has an automatic mode, so if I'm assuming it's just already set that if we need it, it automatically engages.
Yes, the E175 has an automatic mode for ice protection. It will engage automatically if needed.
Air approach 120.8, Delta 328.
Delta 328, contact New York approach on 120.8.
Because that doesn't look like just rain, does
Eagle
it?
Flight 5569, contact New York approach on 120.8.
Contacting New York approach on 120.8, Eagle Flight 5569. New York approach, Eagle Flight 5569. Good evening, descending 13,000.
Eagle Flight 5569, New York approach, good evening, LaGuardia. Altimeter 3009er. Expect the ILS runway 4 approach into LaGuardia.
Altimeter 3009er. Expecting the ILS runway 4 approach. Eagle Flight 5569.
Yeah, I'm in the clouds right now. We're just trying to get below the clouds. Right, we're just going under 10,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach into New York City. At this time, we kindly ask that you turn off all electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Please ensure your tray tables are put away, your seats are in their full upright position, and your seatbelts are fastened. The weather at LaGuardia is currently broken clouds at 6,000 feet, with a temperature of -3 degrees Celsius. Our assigned gate is D1. Thank you for your cooperation.
American 2041, descend and maintain 4,000, turn left, heading 020 vectors for the ILS runway 22 approach. Heading 020 vectors for the ILS 22 approach, descend and maintain 4,000, American 2041. 4,000, American 2041. Maintain 4,000, American 2041.
I'm monitoring our the wind we descent. Right now we're currently at 10,000, about 35 miles outside of LaGuardia. Our true altitude is probably about 9,400 feet, but we're not, looks like it's going to hold us here for a little bit longer. Yeah.
Departure, good evening, Delta 1828 is with the climbing 4,000. Okay, up to 210 and right 060, Delta 1828.
Delta 1828, contact Kennedy departure on 125.7.
Okay, Kennedy on 25.7, Delta 1828.
Right, should be starting to come out of the clouds. We're at about 1,800 feet per minute at the moment.
Eagle Flight 5569, proceed direct Rahel. Cleared for the ILS runway 4 approach.
Proceeding direct Rahel. Cleared for the ILS runway 4 approach. Eagle Flight 5569.
Citation 7 Juliet Tango, climb and maintain flight level 220. Maintain flight level 220, citation 517 Juliet.
High speed. High speed. High speed. High speed.
157, rise Papa Victor.
Eagle Flight 5569, contact LaGuardia Tower on 118.7.
Switching to LaGuardia Tower on 118.7. Eagle Flight 5569. Tower, Eagle Flight 5569. Good evening, established on the ILS runway 4 approach.
Eagle Flight 5569, LaGuardia Tower, roger, continue approach. Eagle Flight 5569, LaGuardia Tower, wind 080 at 5, runway 4 cleared to land.
Runway 04, cleared to land. Eagle Flight 5569.
Beautiful. Picked up. We are we captured. That was a really good descent, and I want to give the E175 some credit for that one. That was a good job. Be hitting a wet runway.
Delta 1683, contact departure. Next departure, Delta 1683,
$500. Approaching minimums. Minimums. Minimum 100. $100. 50. 40.
Throttle.
30. 20. 10.
Eagle Flight 5569, contact ground on 121.7.
Switching to ground on 121.7, Eagle Flight 5569. LaGuardia ground, Eagle Flight 5569. Good evening, cleared of runway. Ready to taxi to the gate.
Eagle Flight 5569, LaGuardia ground, taxi to gate D1 via Papa Romeo Bravo, Oscar November Echo. Good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Gate
to
Delta
New
1
York
via
City.
Papa Romeo Bravo,
We have
Oscar
just
November
landed
Echo.
at LaGuardia
Eagle Flight
Airport.
5569.
Did you know that New York City is home to the largest subway system in the world? Thank you for flying with American Eagles.
This is some
Please
serious
remain
snow.
seated with your seatbelts fastened until we reach our final parking position. On behalf of Captain Steve Good, First Officer Brian Song, and the entire crew, we wish you a pleasant stay in the city. The local time is 5:20 p.m. If you have a connection, please note the following upcoming flights. Flight 235 to Miami, departing at 6:15 p.m. from Gate 22, and Flight 451 to Chicago, departing at 6:45 p.m. from Gate 25.
To that Empire 828.
Empire Air 828, say again your request.
That's some serious snow. That's awesome. Brakes up. Ground services, get that GPU going. Right, I think that was a good run. Good run. We'll see a replay here real quick too. And I do see some notes coming in, maybe on say intentions. I'm going to look at it. I'm still learning how to use this sucker. Let me see. And I do see, I think, some things coming in here on.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Let's look at the replay. I think, yeah, some of these I'm still trying to figure out how to use some of these other things there. Let's look at the replay and just see what it looks like. too dark in here. Figure that out. Better.
One, rotate.
So I'm slow, but just learning. I really like this. So over here to the in the comments field that you're probably seeing, so it counts down. So it counted down minimums, 500, 50, 40, 30, all the way to retard. But that was a bot. I think the bot actually counted it down. So that's kind of cool. That's a part of the new SI stream kit for Say Intentions, and I'll learn how to use it more as we go. Nice weather out here. Check that out. So I think this is the actual like real-time weather in New York City right now. So LaGuardia should have some good snow, and that means we're going to definitely be de-icing before heading back to Greensboro probably later tonight in this bad weather. All right, we'll see you on the next run.